Oh, so fabulous. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel once again. It's your girl Dumebi. If this is your first time coming across my channel, you're welcome. I do hope you decide to subscribe, and if you are a returning subscriber, you guys know that I love you. It's so good to have you here. Welcome back. So today's video is going to be, I don't know if I should call it a survey that was done on palm color people. I don't know what exactly I'll call it, but anyway, let me just play the clip right now.
I am proud to be white. 3, 2, 1.
Just be in the middle.
Yeah. Can there be a middle?
All right.
Gotta pick a side. Pick a side. I don't know which side to pick. Don't hate you guys.
I almost went there too. It's like
I think
so
like
hard.
guiltily, like I'm like happy that I'm not oppressed, but I'm not proud of like things people have done in the past.
When I think of being proud of something, I think of something I worked for, or that I had to do nothing to be white, absolutely nothing, and nothing was taken from me because I was white.
It's like saying I'm a proud white person is a completely different saying than saying I'm a proud black person. Because when you hear I'm a proud black person, I think empowerment, I think strength, I think courage, I think, all these amazing things that the black community has done and accomplished throughout the years. But then when you say I'm a proud white person, already there's so much like hate involved in that.
Thing about that is like how you said, someone who says I'm proud to be black, that's empowerment. Why aren't I allowed to be proud to be white? What makes it wrong?
You haven't been oppressed.
Yeah, what are you proud of? Just your skin color? Because yes, that is wrong.
So you're saying I can't be proud to be white because I don't have a culture?
No, that's not what I'm saying. It's that when white people say they're proud to be white, a lot of times, at least in my opinion, they're talking about their skin color, that they're not a different race. I think that's wrong.
Yeah.
But as like we were talking about, as a proud black person, they've been oppressed, that a lot of their culture was stolen from them. And a lot of reasons that I don't like proud to be white is because it has the Nazis used it, the KKK used it. I don't want to be associated with any of those things, so I'm just going to completely stay away from that.
Sure, I'm not proud of like what my culture's done, but at the same time, like I would not want to be anything else. If I had to choose another race, I don't know what I would be. I'm okay with where I am, even though I'm getting backlash about being white.
It's spicy, isn't it? I found that really interesting, and I kind of like videos like this, when palm colored folks are asked some kind of, in quotes, difficult questions, because it lets you know if they've taken time to understand and learn what it means to be white and the impact that it has on themselves, their lives, and other people around them and other races and stuff like that. It also prompts them to face reality and to have very difficult but necessary discussions. Anyway, before I get into what I think about the whole situation, let me go ahead and play some of the responses.
I don't know what shit.
That is the most pointless question ever. It's also sad to see that a lot of people want white people to feel guilty about them being white. But to answer the question, yes, I am proud of being white and I am proud of who I am as an individual, just as a black person should be proud of being black and being an individual. We need to stop making questions like these because it just shows that all we care about is someone's skin color and not who they are as an individual. You are who you are no matter what race you are, no matter what your ethnicity is or where you come from. I have never been guilty based on my skin color and I never will. Let's just say I was very disappointed in some of the answers that those people gave in that video. Be proud of what you look like no matter what skin color you are.
3.
So I watched this video from beginning to end. It was intriguing to see the thoughts on both sides of it, and even like the person was like, God, I really like don't know, like can I just like stay in the middle because like I don't know, because if you're white, why, what in the system has said that white people have done great things for everybody? Historically, white people have done heinous, evil things in the world. I mean, you're talking about the KKK, you're talking about the Nazis, you're talking about all these other different groups of white people that have done heinous, evil crimes and who are allowed to get away with it for years. I mean, from start to finish with the US, how we became a country. Not okay. This country was built on the bones and the slavery and the labor of other cultures and indigenous people. It's not okay. It's systematically white people have, oh, I came, I saw, I destroyed, and now it's mine. And that's awful. And so, yeah, no, I'm not proud to be white. I remember I was in middle school and I was like, I hate being white. I said that and I felt that way. I hated being pale. What I did find as I grew up and I was starting to learn more about what actual culture is, there is no white culture. White people don't have culture. Absolutely. White people don't have culture. However, Irish people have culture. German people have culture. You're talking about, people from all around the world have culture. And I think as a white person, and as a white people moving forward, we need to, one, learn about what our actual cultures are and learning about them. Most people are Heinz 57s or brutally mixed in with a bunch of other different nationalities and stuff like that. And so do the DNA test. I know I did, and I found out a lot more about my family history and stuff like that. That has helped me. But also we need to learn about other cultures so we know better ways to respect them and to be able to love them. Because if you don't know anything, how can you love anything? Right? So learn, take the time, educate yourself, submerge yourself into those different cultures when you're able to, but do it in a respectful, loving way. And I think that's how we move.
3,
Some might say I have a controversial opinion about this, but you can stick around and listen. One thing about me is I don't care if you're straight, white, male, non-binary, transgender, black, white, Asian, Hispanic, whatever. You are all viewed as equals to me. And something I will not tolerate is white people feeling guilty or feeling like they owe other people of other races apologies for being born white when they can't control that. And it's a real thing. And it's honestly really sad. These are new vessels, new generations who have their own minds and everything. And they're born feeling guilty about who they are, hating themselves, feeling like they have to keep their mouth shut, they can't say anything. Yes, I understand the privilege of being white, but that's nothing to not be proud of. It's not like they're proud that they get more advantages of people, but there's nothing to hate about being born a skin color you can't control over. Like, you can't control. It's almost like you're expecting these people who aren't their ancestors. Yes, they have ancestors, and I'm not saying what their ancestors did was good at all. What their ancestors did was revolting, okay? It's still not right, because these are new people, okay? And the bodies they were born in, just like yours, no matter who you are in the world, you did not choose that. You did not choose to be born the gender you're in, the race you are, and you most certainly don't owe anyone anything for anything you were born with. I don't owe men anything because I was born a woman, just like I don't owe anyone, like, I'm mixed, but I still have white in me, okay? So with that being said, I don't owe anyone of any black or indigenous race any apology, okay? Part of my ancestors do, but you know what? They're dead, okay? They're dead and they can't owe you an apology. And I'm sorry, you deserve an apology from them, but I'm not them, and neither is anyone else them, and they don't owe you anything.
3,
Wow. 2 semesters ago, I did a paper I did a short script on Jane Elliott for the blue-eyed, brown-eyed experiment. And when I see this video, it reminds me of some of the experiments that she did for decades to bring awareness of the unconscious biases that is within the white culture. And what I love about this video is that the accountability that most of them in the video acknowledge. Even for the young lady that says, wow, I'm feeling a little guilty about wanting to stay white, you know, be proud to be white because I don't want to know what it's like to be oppressed. And the other one to acknowledge that when I hear a proud black person, I know that it means empowerment, what you went through or what you might have overcome. And so I love to see that because it helps us and it encourages us in understanding that even though it's not spoken often, that many people realize the difference. That when you see a black person that is successful, you know that 90% of the time we worked really hard for it because it was not handed down to us, and that more than likely there's probably more obstacles before us before we can succeed. And I'll get into that in a later video and just some of the things that we go through as far as oppressions and just ensuring that we don't succeed as a people. And then in the video, what I love the most is that there was also a young lady who was on the other side of the spectrum, that she's like, why can't I be proud to be a white person? And in true fashion, a lot of times white people do a lot of gaslighting. You know, racism don't exist, or the fact that they'll say things like, I don't see color. Well, if you don't see color, then you don't see discrimination. And then you don't understand that there is not equality in America when you say that you don't see color. And so you have the young lady saying, well, I wouldn't want to be anything else other than white, but somehow you still acknowledging the difference. The difference is that the reason you don't see yourself being anything other than white is because you realize the power in being white. Okay, and that is the reason why many cultures, even within marginalized communities, even in the Asian community, the Spanish community, the black community, that there's still a divide amongst color because of the power that comes with being lighter. And so it's when you look at the dynamics, when someone says, I am proud to be black, well, look at the history, and then look at the history when you say that you're being proud to be white. It's almost like you're almost acknowledging that you're okay with some of the things that your culture has done. There's a difference.
I am proud to be white.
I am proud to look similar to people who made up an arbitrary identifier that is not defined by location, region, or time. I am proud that the people who made up this classification did it so they could other people, thereby justifying owning those people. I am proud of systemic oppression. I am proud of genocide and mass relocation. I am proud of internment camps. I am proud of a make-believe idea that somehow people are better or worse based upon how much melanin they have in their skin. And in all honesty, isn't it kind of like a detrimental thing to be allergic to the star that keeps your planet alive? If you need a big floppy hat every time you go out into the sun, that doesn't seem like a superiority thing. It seems like a detriment. How do you measure superiority? By like highest number of SPF required to survive a summer? Most likely to get sun poisoning? Is that how you measure superiority? Then yeah, I guess, yeah, white people are superior. If that's how you measure that.
One.
This really troubles me. These people are ashamed that they were born white. Something that they couldn't control, something that was not their fault. Look at the draw of their parents, I guess. Yeah, a lot has happened in history that was not good for certain races. And for that, I'm sorry. But we have to get beyond that. Maybe it's easier said than done. I'll take that. But I look at it as my character. I am proud of the person I've become, not because of my color. That I couldn't choose. But what I could choose was what I was going to do with my life. I paid to go to school out of my own pocket to get a master's degree. Actually, I'm still paying it. Didn't get scholarships, nothing like that. Just had to work hard. I also have a good career, make good money to be able to raise the 3 children that I've raised on my own. That has nothing to do with my color. But what I am happy about is my character.
Wow, what a fundamental question. Let's talk. There was a specific woman in this video that spoke about how when she thinks of being a proud African American, she thinks of empowerment. But when thinking about what it is to be a proud white person, there seems to be a very evident tone of shame and guilt. Why is that? You see, because the information that we are all receiving in the information age, many white Americans or people of European descent are beginning to wake up to the truth and reality of history. And there's still a lot of people that the light needs to reach. But for those white Americans that have come to the realization, here's why it's a good thing. Because once you accept the pain and atrocities that have happened, then you are charged with responsibility. And that responsibility first is to reconcile and to work towards a greater future.
When I think of being proud of something, I think of something I worked for, or that I had a
I am in support of what the brother in denim said. I call him a brother because it looks like we're on the same mental frequency. Personally, I think there's a difference between being grateful or thankful for something and being proud of something. Now, it looks like we are grateful or thankful for things that we did not accomplish by ourselves, things that were granted or given to us, things that we had no control over. But then we are proud of things that were achieved or accomplished. Three things I know humans don't have control over is what we are born as. Gender, race, nationality, we don't have control over that. How we are raised, we don't have control over that either. What those who have gone ahead of us have done, our ancestors, we don't have any control over that as well. What we have control over is what we do with our lives, especially when we become older, when we come of age. So when a black person in America says, "Black, I'm proud," that means in spite of the oppression and everything that was done to hold us back and to hold our ancestors back, we are proud to be associated with the achievements so far, in spite of the demonization of the black race. When a Nigerian says, "Proudly Niger," what a Nigerian is saying is, in spite of the public and global view of Nigerians, we are proud to be associated with the achievements of Nigerians and our achievements as Nigerians. Do you now see how it's problematic when a white person says, "Proudly white"? Because what you're saying is, you're proud to be identified with the achievements of white people. Now, there's nothing wrong with being grateful for your existence. I'm grateful to be Nigerian. I'm grateful to be black. I'm grateful to be white. Now, when you say you're grateful to be white, there's no problem with that. What you're saying is you're grateful that you don't have our reality, which is okay. But being proud?
What's good with y'all boys, man? I can personally understand why the majority of them didn't want to say they were proud to be white, because saying that you're proud to be white isn't the same as saying that you're proud to be black. Well, it kind of is, because when you say that you're proud to be black, you're basically accepting everything that comes with that. And that's what Buddy was saying. I think his name was Mark. He was saying he's not going to say he's proud of it because he's not going to accept everything that comes with that, because the people that have used that exact same term prior to him. But then I can also understand where old girl in the flower dress is coming from. Because me personally, and I want you to ask yourself this, would you want to be any other race than what you are right now? And then ask yourself, do you deep down inside, do you feel like your people are the best people? They're not better than anybody, but do you love your people a lot more than you love other races of people? 9 times out of 10, the answer to this question is simply going to be yes, because if you are a black male, why would you not love black people? If you are a white male, why would you not love white people? If you are a black male, why would you not feel like you and your group of homies is the best nigga on the the planet. That's just how that goes. That's how we all feel inside. It becomes a problem when you start to take that feeling and you start saying, not only are we the best, but I feel like we're the best in the sense of we're better than them. We're better than you. We're better than everybody. And because we're better, we're going to come oppress you, harm you, do violence, do war, this, and that, and take from you because I solely think I'm better than you. It's different when it's just me and the homies sitting down and we talking about how we the best. Or if a white woman is saying she's proud to be white because that's what she is, you want her to sit around and hate herself? Would you be mad if people said that you were proud to be black? Like, I don't understand. Why would you rather somebody sit around and hate who they are because of history that they didn't participate in? That just don't make sense. Like, black people have done plenty of bad things. There's people shooting each other right now today as we're sitting here talking. There's a black person shooting another black person. That's how that works. But I'm still gonna say I'm proud to be black. Like, there's no way around it. I'm gonna accept everything that comes with that because sadly enough, it's not as bad as white history. I mean, that's tough though.
Really interesting, right? So that being said, I think there's nothing wrong in you being proud of who you are, both the things you consciously worked for and the things that you were born with that you had no influence over. Things like race, ethnicity, gender, stuff like that. There's nothing wrong in owning it and being proud of it. Just the same way you can be proud of achievements and things that you consciously worked for in your life, right? But usually when people are proud of things that they had no influence over, things like race or ethnicity or nationality, things that you're basically just born into, they're usually proud because of things that are associated with being of that certain group of people. Like, for instance, if I say I'm proud to be African, I'm thinking about being proud of our culture, our food, our language. So I think if you ask an American white person if they are proud of being white, if they had to look into the culture and the history and the language and all of that, they begin to question if they even have a culture. I mean, that is a discussion for another day. They begin to question their history, they begin to question their language and stuff like that. So when they look at it, really, when you get to the bottom of it, what do they really have to be proud of about being white? So I think that is what the whole exercise in that video prompted a lot of those people to think about. And most of them, the only thing they could think about was what white people have done to other races of people. That is why you see a majority of them went left, because I believe they realized that if they were to look deeply into their whiteness, the things that they had to be proud of are things that they achieved off the back of other races. Then another thing is, I don't know if you guys observed that when they were discussing amongst themselves about their choices, they brought up one other race. The only race they brought up out of all the races in the world was black people. So I actually thought that was interesting, the fact that the only other race that came up was black people, and they kind of see being black as a polar opposite to being white. So they're looking at the oppression of black people and comparing it now to the privilege that came with whiteness, and they're looking at the empowerment that came from black people creating something from nothing, finding themselves, overcoming everything that was thrown their way. They are putting that in direct comparison to the privileges that came with whiteness. They were just born into it because their ancestors has already done the groundwork: colonialism, slavery. But the question I'd like you guys to answer in this video, please just drop your comments in the comment section. Do we really think that white people should be walking around, like modern day white people, do we expect them to be walking around with some kind of feeling of shame or guilt because of their history? And let's not even just say it's their history, because even till today, a lot of those standards that were set by their ancestors, a lot of those benefits from the things that were perpetrated by their ancestors are still being enjoyed by them till today. So should they continually feel a feeling of guilt and shame? You guys let me know. Should we expect people to be sorry for being white? Do we expect people to really feel sorry for something they had no control over? The sad truth about this question I just asked is that a lot of other races of people, especially we black people now, have had a lot of outcomes in our lives because of our skin color. So yes, if they have to deal with the guilt and the shame because of their skin color, they actually wouldn't be the first group of people or the first race to have to live through negative experiences because of their skin color, something that they had no control over. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, also turn on notifications. That way YouTube will let you guys know whenever I have a new video up, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.